Welcome to episode 62 of the Gridiron Garage. I'm your host, Zach Curtis.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Big Daddy Griffin.
Hello. Who am I?
There's only one person left. My name is Jake Lawhorn, co-host of this shit. Host on my right.
Host on your other right.
Other host on my right.
We never gave
Everyone's
Griffin a
to
title. I mean, we brought
I
him
think
on.
he's a co-host. He does what I do, right?
The magistrate of podcasting,
I think
Griffin Wyman.
we're both co-hosts.
The podcast engineer.
Death Slayer.
Man,
I'm the fucking Death Slayer.
I'm doing a lot of work for you to be the podcast engineer, buddy.
It's me, the podcast engineer, Griffin Wyman. Next to me,
Can I change my name to Death Slayer?
Death Slayer, Jake Lawhorn, and then in the middle we got the guy who's here for the free ride, Zach Curtis.
He's at my left is the co-host. Was like, whoa, Death Slayer.
But yeah, welcome to episode 62. Happy Thursday to everyone listening. Hopefully your morning commute's nice. I know mine's gonna be nice. Listen to my beautiful voice.
Hey, if you're stuck in traffic and you're probably on Instagram listening to this, just go ahead and head over to Gridiron Garage and give us a follow, man. We're trying to send that shit to the moon.
Yeah, give us a follow on Instagram. We're trying to get to 500 followers. We got a giveaway coming, right?
It will be coming
Did
soon.
we say we're giving away? We're giving away a shirt, right?
Maybe. It's a surprise.
Surprise? Ooh,
Yeah,
it's
it's a surprise.
So we're giving away at 500 followers to a random follower. Someone's got to be following us to win the giveaway. So, but yeah. Also, if you got something interesting to say, DM us.
Yeah.
Accepting interviews. We'll give you a phone call. Maybe. Possibly. Who knows?
So I've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of people that Thursdays are their favorite episodes out of Tuesday and Thursday, and they really love the interviews. We only know a certain amount of people, and unfortunately, our three friend circles are pretty close. So there's only so many people we can reach out to. So if you have a cool story, own a business, whatever, if you think that you have something cool to say, we'll interview you.
I should get the homeless guy that stands out in front of my work in the morning.
I don't care. We can get him on.
You can get him on?
I don't know. I mean, if Griff's cool with him coming as
But yeah, welcome to episode 62. Like Zach said, a lot of people like this episode. I'm still quite impartial to the sports one, but I just love talking. Right? Everyone knows I love talking. This is an episode where you can just talk. We just talk about whatever we want. So starting out, currently kicking Jake's ass in our weight loss challenge. Kicking his ass.
News.
Kicking his ass. I'm feeling light today, Jake.
So here we go. We need to talk about this. So the boys are doing a weight loss challenge.
1 month away.
1 month away, 1 month out, June 6th. And they have started to become very petty with themselves and started the competition, and they will not tell each other what weight that they're at, okay?
Okay, so we wanted a big weigh-in.
Right.
Like something that happened.
Right. Yeah, I'm getting there. And so, it makes sense as to why you guys won't tell each other. But you both will tell me how much you weigh.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that. I was thinking like Zach knows who's kicking whose ass, and he's just not saying. And like I have a feeling like Jake could be 10 pounds ahead of me. I could be 1 pound ahead of him. I have no clue, but Zach just knows.
So every morning I'll Snapchat you guys how much I weigh, and you guys both Snapchat me back, and you'll tell me what you guys are at. And what do I always say? I'll just say something neutral, like keep going, like keep grinding or whatever. Keep grinding, you guys. But in my head, I'm like,
fucking loser.
Somebody better fucking start getting a little better at this. So I am probably the only person who knows where you two are at. But
I am very happy with where I'm at right now.
Guys
And if
both
I
look
do
good?
lose, then so be it. It's one thing if I lost and I gave up halfway through and then it didn't work. But either way, losers were winners, right?
I think regardless, I think it's awesome because I've lost more weight than I've ever lost in my life, so I'm happy with it.
You guys are both killing it.
So either way, losers were winners, winners were losing, but I'm going to win, so.
Ooh.
It don't matter.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm going to win.
But yeah, that's pretty awesome. Like I said already, but we'll put it out on the radio waves. I will buy whatever you guys want, pizza, B-dubs at the weigh-in, because it's on the same day as the Paul Mayweather fight.
You're buying?
I'll buy it.
That means we got to buy him triple steak the day he fucking runs a marathon.
You ever heard of the precinct?
No, fuck you guys.
You see, come back for the trial thing? Like, I'm ready. We're like, for what? It's dinner time.
No, we can get what was that pizza place I got you all when we had
Goodfellas.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, dude, we can get some
Good
Goodfellas
stuff.
just again.
It's some good food.
But we'll weigh in the morning.
Free plug for
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
That shit was all bomb.
No free shout outs, but free shout out there. That was really good. But no, yeah, you guys both look pretty good. Proud of you guys. dedication. I really didn't think it was going to last this long, to be honest with you.
3 months seems like a long time, don't it?
Yeah,
Does it start going? You're like, oh, it's just 3. But you do need probably around 3 months to see some like significant changes. Because
I see it mostly in y'all's face.
Yeah, definitely 1 month, probably not enough. 2 months, you could, like, you can tell a difference if we're just like side by side with our old selves.
So that's the thing. The
But
problem
at 3 months, I think you're definitely going to be able to see.
So the problem with me and Jake is we see each other every single day. So like I literally like, look at Jake's face. Like I don't see that much of a difference. And I look at him like, oh yeah, he's definitely lost weight. You know what I mean? It's like when I first glance, we see each other every day. But then like, for instance, there's someone I saw at work that I hadn't seen in a while. And they asked me if I lost weight. I was like, yeah, thanks. That makes me feel good.
So
know what I mean?
I've already asked Griff this question, but do you like feel better just like doing daily activities, like walking up and down the stairs and like walking around and shit?
In a sense, I feel better, but I've been extremely active to the point where like I told you I feel actually really good right now, but I've like accumulated injuries just over from being heavy and trying to do everything that I do. So injury wise, you know, like joints, knees, ankles.
Oh, dude, my knees hurt.
Right? Like they just like, you don't feel better in that sense, but you feel more motivated. Your self-confidence, I think, is something that's overlooked a lot. Like I'm still fat, but like I feel like I feel
Still
so much
fat,
better.
though.
Like, you know, you don't like, I don't know. If you eat like shit for a week and you walk in, you're like, these people are thinking I'm fat, you know, like they're looking at me and my fucking love handles are hanging out. But the next week you eat healthy and your love handles still look the same, but you're like, I feel good, dude. I'm walking here. It's like,
Still fat though.
it's still fat, though. So for those not knowing, in college, I think we were probably sophomores in college, and Griffin was annoying me. I can't remember what he was doing for the life of me, but I know for a fact he's annoying me because I wouldn't have said this otherwise. But he was pissing me off.
Sounds about right.
He was
that's
pissing me
what I
off
was
for
thinking.
something, and he came in. He was like, "I lost 7 pounds or something over the break." And I looked at him and was like, "Still fat though." And I know that it was a dick thing to say, and I can't remember why I said it. But
I was
there was-
pissed you off about something.
there was
I don't know what.
definitely something that I would, because I would not have just like randomly Griffin like having a heart to heart with me and be like, "You're still fat." There was some reason I said it, but I can't
Just
remember.
guys being dudes.
But it was mean, and I apologize for that.
Just
Griffin.
guys being
I
dudes.
apologize.
8 years later, you finally get your apology.
I apologize for that.
Guys being dudes. It's
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
only apologizing because I can't remember why I was mad at
You know,
him.
Jake, you can be a real asshole sometimes. It's another inside joke.
If I could remember what the argument was about, I'd probably not say I'm sorry.
It
Dude,
probably
that
was some
was-
Probably say
stupid.
you're wrong.
Probably was some stupid.
That was so funny. Dude, you know you can be a real asshole sometimes.
You can be.
No.
Yes, you get arguing, you're just be like, "You're dumb. You're dumb as fuck. You don't understand. You're an idiot." And I'm like, "Damn, dude. Like, one thing to attack someone's point of view, but like, you need to say you're stupid as fuck."
My favorite
How'd
one-
you graduate, you dumb fuck?
My,
What were you, fucking
My
100th
favorite-
in your class, you fucking idiot?
my favorite is when Zach just claims victory. He's like, I proved you wrong. I win.
We all do it now.
I win.
We're all fucking subject to Zach now. 'Cause
I win. I won. I proved you wrong multiple times. I won.
I mean, at some point, you guys know that it's trolling because you guys do troll me.
Yes.
About everything. Like I can fucking breathe the wrong way, and you.
I will. I will say. I will say that I told multiple people this as far as arguing with in group messages like that. It's like crack. Like I was like, there's so many times where I'll say something like, I'm just not going to respond, and then you say something back. I'm like, if I don't respond, he's just going to say he won, and then it's going to make me look like a loser. So I respond. Then like 20 messages later, I'm like, God damn, he's pissed me off. He's like crack. He's like, I'm not going to do it this time. 20 messages later, God damn it, Zach.
Dude, I fucking love arguing, and the best part
In
is
circles.
Like, I win, and then they get even more pissed. Like, dude, Jake's just like.
So Griffin, I was pissing Zach off to the max.
The max.
Which argument was this?
I don't know.
When
What,
you were
what
at
talking
work
about.
and you sent me your heart rate.
Oh, it was the dumb baseball catcher thing.
Running over to catcher argument. But anyway, he said, "Look how much you pissed me off," and he sent me his heart rate for the past like hours, like shooting up and down.
Okay, to be fair, that was a joke because like I was actually walking around a lot. But it was at the same time that we were arguing, and I was like, "Look at this guy, pissing me off, causing my heart rate to go up, blood pressure spiking." Oh, dude.
That is funny.
Blood
though.
pressure does go up, right? If you get mad,
Yeah.
that's a thing. Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah.
100%.
Like, have you ever heard like my blood's boiling?
I mean, I've seen plenty of sports coaches and their fucking neck veins and forehead veins come out, and you're like, "Oh shit."
He's pissed. Dude, I would like, I don't know. I agree with Griff. Like, arguing is literally like crack. Like, you start arguing with somebody and you know, like, you have good evidence to defend your argument. So it's like, you got to hold on because here we go.
Dude, I'm telling you, if I had like $10 for every single time, if I had $10 for every single time I responded to Zach in an argument and told myself, or even typed in there, this is the last thing I'm going to say on this, and I do that, and then there's like 20 more messages, we'd be in a different studio. We have our own studio right now. Because you've seen it before too. I said, this is the last thing I'm going to say on this, Zach, and then you say something back, and then I respond. And you're like, I thought that was the last thing you were going to say. I'm like, God damn it, dude, I can't win.
Oh, shit. I love arguing. But hey, you know, it started off New Year's resolution. I wasn't going to argue in the group me, okay? That went out the window real quick. Yep. But hey, we're doing pretty good now.
You're doing good in group me. You don't argue in group me that much. It's just our personal group message. Yeah.
We got to fucking deal with it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So all our friends in group me, be happy. Thank us for our service because we're the ones arguing with Zach, so you don't have to.
Every time that Zach starts being a dick in the group chat, I'm just going to add his friend from our group chat that he doesn't like to argue with.
I just want to say,
I'm like, you're in here, bud.
I just want to say,
take care of Zach for me.
It's not that I don't like him. I just don't like arguing with him.
Yeah. Fantasy football friends, I just want to say, you guys can sleep at a normal time at night because we're the ones staying up at 2 a.m. arguing with Zach, not you guys. So you're welcome. You're welcome.
You guys are the ones who stay up late as fuck anyway. I'm the one who goes to bed earlier.
I like when it's like almost midnight or 1 o'clock, and I'm like, I know I'm about to win this argument because he's going to bed soon. I'm like, he's still texting back. I'm like, he's literally staying awake for the sole purpose to text me back.
That's what happened the other night. Dude, I literally had to tell Jake, I was like, dude, I'm done with this. I got to go to bed. And it was like 12 o'clock.
And I said, you know what I said?
I win.
I win.
No, he said, I eat.
Gosh.
He said, I eat.
Oh, gosh.
Anyways.
That's funny.
Anyways. I was going somewhere with this. We were arguing.
Conspiracies.
Moving on.
I guess we can move on.
You got something else?
I don't know. I had something to say about that. Oh, well. Fuck it. Moving on. So I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast with Ethan. What's his last name?
Hawk.
Suppley?
Yeah, Suppley. And they were talking about conspiracies. And I know that we dived into conspiracies pretty deep a few months ago. But I wanted to bring them back because they were talking about one conspiracy that I've never heard about before, and I want to know if you guys have heard of it. I tried looking it up, but I couldn't find it, and it was called the probability theory. You ever heard of that?
I have, yes.
Can you, do you know it well enough to explain?
This is the same as the simulation, right? It's like...
I thought it was two different things.
From what I understand is they use the probability. So they say that the probability of us just existing here is like a 1, basically. And the probability of another civilization creating us is higher than that. So the odds of another civilization starting and them and their technology going through the roof and eventually starting to make AI, starting to make like virtual worlds, like it's more likely that someone else created life.
That we're like living in a simulation right now in their world.
Yes, because it's more likely because of the probability theory, right? And then the probability theory explains the simulation theory as why it's more likely. So
that's kind of trippy.
It's hard to explain, especially since I don't believe it.
So is it saying there's a higher probability? There's a higher probability that we're living in a simulation in someone else's world, and there actually being other aliens that are like far out, like more advanced than us, that are like.
So there's like how many worlds, how many planets have life in it? There's probably millions, honestly.
Yeah.
There's probably millions of worlds with life on it. What are the odds that those planets end up creating intelligent life? And those intelligent life, obviously we know how that goes. They make technology. They make computers. They start doing that route. And eventually it's more likely that we're a product of them than that we just happen to randomly exist here for no reason.
Okay. I can understand that. I don't know if I believe in it, but I can understand like the thinking. The thought process. I'm sure if I had some numbers to back it up, I'd be able to believe it more.
I don't really believe in it because it doesn't really make sense because then it's like the chicken and the egg.
Yeah, which came first?
It's like, well, they created us, but why did they create it? Like,
who created them? Yeah.
And they're like, oh, someone else created them because of the probability theory.
At that point,
who created the person who created the person?
Yeah, I said at that point, you get into like who created the universe then, right? Like, was there like some all being like a god that created, or was there some, was it just a random Big Bang?
The problem with it is not that the probability is more likely that we're in a simulation. The problem is it doesn't explain the existence of us. It doesn't explain why reality is a thing. Like, it doesn't explain anything. Like, you can tell me we're in a simulation, but it doesn't explain anything.
No, I feel you. That's kind of
What are you
trippy,
looking
though.
up here, Zach?
That is crazy.
Probability. He's looking that up, right?
No, I was going to move on to the next thing.
Well-
Well, once we were done talking about it,
Oh.
it had something to stem off of that in a way.
I had something to stem off of that, too, so we'll all
So,
go.
the thing about simulation is, I get that, like, we can make virtual worlds. I mean, obviously, there's thousands and thousands more years of evolution and technology that we're going to create in computers. But, I mean, think of the worlds that we create, like, what, Roller Coaster Tycoon,
Yeah.
SimCity? Like, come on, dude. How can you compare this reality that we live in down to the atoms, out to the stars for billions and billions and trillions of miles?
So
down to a simulation.
here's a crazy question, though, right? So say you create a video game or create a simulation, and it's not controlled by us, right? So it's not like you're sitting there playing your Xbox or playing your PC, like playing a game. It's like just completely controls itself. It's an AI character that does like everyday life. Say it's like Sims, but it's completely controlled by the computer system that you made, right? And they're walking around through. And
I've never been picked up out of my house and put in a hole.
You're right.
So,
No, but
it's definitely we're not living in Sims.
what I'm saying Sims like.
The fuck? How
No, what I'm saying is though, like Sims like, right? So I'm not saying that it's literally the Sims. But I'm
Yeah,
saying
I
you
know.
create like an artificial intelligence like that runs around, lives its own life, is born, goes through like, puberty, becomes an adult, gets married, has kids like that. Does that simulation at some point think like this is life? Like, I'm living life right now, and it has no idea that it's in a computer. You know what I mean?
No.
No, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that's what I kind of relate this to. Is like if their theory is that that we're living like in a simulation.
I know
and we
what
don't
you're
know.
saying is that
So
it is possible
I'm
for
saying-
AI to have
Yes.
consciousness.
So what I'm saying is what this probability theory would be the same thing as if I was smart enough to create a simulation like that on my computer that's just running through its life, right? I'm not controlling it. It has its own free
An
will.
avatar has a consciousness.
But at some point you have to create there's only barriers it can do, right? So you can't create a simulation without having zeros and ones and they're telling it like, here's your options, right? It might not know that it has 6 million options to walk left, walk right, jump in front of a car, whatever it does, but it can pick one of those options. It's predetermined at that point. So there's almost no free will in that computer system. And based on that probability theory, it sounds like we almost don't have free will. Everything's predetermined for us, is kind of the way I thought of it. Because if we were in a simulation, right, there'd be, based on what we know about technology, unless there's some crazy being that created us, in a computer system or a simulation, there's no free will, right? It has all these predetermined outcomes that can happen, but there's like millions of them, right? So every choice we make, we think is our free will. I decided just to pick my phone up right here, right? In all reality, there's 6 million options I could have done next there. I could have just walked out of the studio, but I decided to pick the phone up. You see what I'm saying? So that's almost saying there's no free will at all, which I don't believe in that. I believe free will is definitely a thing. So, but you get what I'm saying? Like a computer system would have it all predetermined, but you randomly pick it.
Right.
Almost like a random spinner that's going to pick what you're going to do next.
Unless you have a consciousness.
Unless you have a conscious, yeah.
And then you kind of have free will, even though it's predetermined at the same
Well,
time.
so, but
You
yeah,
have
that's
free
what I'm
will
saying.
to select
So
your
the
options.
AI has consciousness to pick all its options. It just doesn't know that there's that many options for it. It's just there. That's all it can do. Like physically, I might create 6 million different things it can do next. One of the things it can't do, it can't just conjure a rabbit out of a hat, right? That's just something that it can't do because it doesn't make sense, right? So it would never do that. It doesn't even think of that as an option because it's like, oh, it's something you can't do. Versus, I feel like if it's a simulation, there'd be more like unbelievable things that we could do. You know what I mean? Can I get what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I get what you're saying too.
I just got real smart on that. I feel super smart.
I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. I just personally don't. I don't think it explains anything.
No, I agree.
If you
I don't
just say
believe
we're
that.
in a simulation, you're like, well, yeah, this can all be a simulation.
I think a simulation takes free will. I think there's definitely free will.
But it defeats the
who knows?
purpose of why we're here, who put us here, and like what happened to them.
Where's
You
the
don't know?
glitch? Where's the glitch in the Matrix? Where's the sky like fizzling
You know
out?
what?
and-
You know what gets really weird about that, and why I think simulation theory has really grown is the way scientists can't explain quantum physics.
Quantum mechanics and physics. Yeah. I don't fucking know that shit.
I don't know it either, and I'm obviously not smart enough to talk about it. But I know that so I know you can observe like protons or atoms or something. You can observe them at like 2 different spots in the world, and they will always spin the same direction or something. And you can like unobserve one and then observe it again, or unobserve both of them. Observe one, it'll be spinning the other way, and then the matching one on the other side of the world will always match the proton spin. And it doesn't make any sense at all, and no one has like any real ways to explain quantum.
Does it have to do with like the magnetic force in Earth?
They said it just matters if you're observing it or not. Like that's the only
So is it
outcome that
like-
they can match.
If a tree falls in the woods,
The weird thing about quantum physics, I know that like the really smart people, they can use it to determine things. And I don't know how the fuck they use it, but I know they can use it, but they don't understand it at all. It's like imagine you're a person that knows absolutely nothing about how a car works. You can use the car,
Yeah.
but you don't know how the fuck it works, you know?
Right.
That's kind of how we're at with quantum physics. But as far as we know, like, there's not much explanation for why it does what it does.
I don't know.
I guess a popular theory is that we're in a simulation, and the simulation is running the quantum physics.
But like
too.
what you said, if we were in a simulation, wouldn't you think that some crazy shit would have happened to us? Like nobody's ever picked
all the
us
time,
up.
dude. No, yeah,
Yeah,
so,
like-
SimCity style.
Yeah,
that's the
right.
first. I mean, that's you play Roller Coaster Tycoon or SimCity for the first time. What are you gonna do? You're gonna fuck with people.
Yeah.
you're gonna make roller coasters that just fly off into nowhere,
Right.
and you're gonna make buildings fall down and
It'd be
earthquakes.
like a crazy news story.
But crazy shit happens all the time, dude.
I guess you're right.
I mean, coronavirus, they just plug that shit in the computer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's fuck with these people. Da da da. Earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes.
Yeah, but those are not like everyday occurrences. I mean, I guess COVID is now, but
Yeah.
like how often is there an earthquake and a tsunami that like wipes out populations?
I mean, not very often.
Right.
But it happens.
I just want to know, like, if this is a simulation, like, I think about it as literally somebody playing a.
It's just
you
that
know,
guy.
a
We're kind of that
PlayStation
video
with
game
them.
that got old to that guy, and he just logs on every once in a while, and it's like earthquake, tornado.
It's like
fucking
Nintendo.
some shit up.
It's like Nintendogs. Like you go in every 10 years and they're all starving and stuff. Like, oh, I better do
And
something
then he
about
gets
this.
bored, and then turns it off, and
Yeah.
a couple years later, he's like, let's fuck with those people some more.
Yeah.
That'd be one. Like, what if somebody was controlling each of us? Like, how boring that would be. Like, oh, let's make this dude wake up,
Yeah.
jerk off, go to school, go to work, come home, go to sleep.
It wouldn't make sense, would it?
No, it wouldn't.
No.
Like, that's how I'm thinking about it. It's like such a small, basic thing. Like, who would control some human to do that, like, on a daily basis?
What's your job? My job is to control that guy.
I'm the one controlling Zach to just argue dumb shit into the ground. That's my whole life's purpose, is to make Zach say this.
It sounds like we're all three not big fans of this
No.
theory.
I'm not.
No.
I don't get it.
I kind of had one to build off it, though.
What's
What you
that?
got?
So it kind of has a little bit to do with probability, too, but it's called the Fermi Paradox. You guys heard of that? I think Jake has before.
Paradox.
Paradox.
I got some of those for my jet skis.
Jet skis. Jake, I know you've heard of this before because you watched a video on it once. You might not
paradox?
remember specifically, but it's
God,
called,
I've heard of a paradox.
it's called the Fermi Paradox. It's some Italian researcher, scientist named Enrico Fermi, I think his name was, who came up with it. But he was trying to explain the fact, like, why we haven't met aliens if there's so many planets out there and possibly some that could be like us, right? Or even tons of them that could be like us, right? Could be like Earth. Why have we not found aliens? Why would we not have any evidence of aliens being here, like concrete evidence of, like, artifacts, extraterrestrial stuff?
We do.
And so, well, this is also created back in the 40s, but still, I mean, I'm talking about concrete evidence saying, like, hey, yeah, for sure, this is an alien that made this fucking, blaster that they left here,
we
like,
have
in the 60s.
materials from UFO aircrafts,
Yeah.
not from this world.
Okay. Well, anyway, so, but he's trying to explain why, why, if it's so, there's a bunch of planets like this, why haven't we had distinguishable thing like, hey, we've met aliens, here they are, they're on the news, things like that. And so he basically came up with a couple of different theories, right? So first off, we said the probability of, based off what we know, the probability of having a planet like ours that can sustain life like ours and to sustain life for this long and not be extinct is really rare, right? So he said he did this whole equation.
Somewhat more common than
Yeah.
we used to think. So.
But still at the same time to be able to have life that can get to the intelligence point, right? What we think is pretty rare to happen. So say there's like, when I say a handful in like the drop of like billions of planets and extraterrestrial life. So it's really like a lot, right? But at the same time, you think about how far some of these planets are away. His idea is that the Earth might not have been around long enough for interstellar space travel to even reach us yet, right? So his theory was like, say it takes a star that's, 50 billion years away or 50 however many light years away, right? That by the time they started traveling to us, but in that time that they're still traveling, Earth has been created, Ice Age is gone, we turned from molecular single cell organisms to where we are now, and they're still traveling to us. That was one of his theories for that. The other theory was that we're the most advanced civilization in the entire universe is another theory he had, right? To go along with this. So the paradox is that either there is more advanced than us, and they've been traveling for billions of like light years to get to us, but they still haven't even reached us yet by the time Earth's been created, and Earth might die by the time they end up reaching to us, right? That was the one. The other end is that we're the most advanced, so we're never going to find aliens, or aliens have never been here, because there's no one that's gotten to our technological level yet, because we're the one that's actually made it this far. All these other civilizations have started out, right? And they've made it to a certain point, and then they go extinct. The planet goes extinct, whether it's like an ice age, right? Or whether it's like a meteor that hits, some kind of cataclysmic thing has happened to the point where the explosion blew the Earth up, or blew their Earth up, or ice age happened. So his theory was that, like, maybe as far as interstellar travel goes, it's almost doomed, because the odds of us living enough years, creating the technology, and being around for that long, like say like, a million years, to be able to get to the point where we can travel in a spaceship across the galaxy, by that time something's going to happen and destroy our planet. Like that we won't be able to control, whether it's an asteroid, whether it's an ice age, whatever it may be, or even it's global thermonuclear war, and we blow ourselves up.
The amount of time and technology that it takes
to get to that point,
interstellar travel, basically takes too long to develop, and most civilizations will kill themselves. And die out by then, or just natural destruction.
Yeah. Or if they were able to reach that point, them traveling to us is so far away that by the time they travel to Earth will have lived its entire life cycle. All the humans you ever know will have been dead. The Earth will have been destroyed.
I mean, I can easily see that. Right? Yeah. How far are human beings from interstellar travel? It's got to be, I'm saying 10,000 years.
I'm saying even longer than that. Thinking like when I think interstellar, I'm thinking
between solar systems. That's interstellar.
I mean, but that's so far away. Like that whole there's that video where it shows you how small are we, right? And it keeps going out. Like that 10,000 years, I could see, but I could also be like, dude, it might be 100,000 years. You never know, like how far it's going to be.
4 billion years to get to where we're at now.
Like, yeah, but we're moving way faster than we.
Yeah, I agree with that. But 10,000 years, like that's a.
But if you think about it too, so the Earth lived for 4 billion years roughly, right? Think about that. There's parts of the galaxy that supposedly could have planets that could be like Earth-like that would take 50 billion years to travel. You know what I mean? Just to get there by spaceship, based on what our technology now, right?
Right.
So if they were to create interstellar travel, and it's going to take them that long to get here, by the time they get here, we'll be gone and dead. You know what I mean? Like all of us will be dead.
Basically, we have to learn to fly close to the speed of light. That's the only way that we.
Well, even so, there's some of these places that are 50 million light years away. If you travel the speed of light, that's 50 million years. No humans can live that long. You know what I mean? Unless there's some crazy.
You go through a wormhole.
Yeah, go through a wormhole, or some crazy stasis where you're sitting in a stasis pod for 50 million years and you wake up. You know,
it'd be kind of crazy to invent, or maybe they've thought about it. So launch satellites out into like the farthest that we can go. Like let's just say 20 years. Like however far a satellite can go in 20 years. Put it into orbit around the closest planet that we can get to in 20 years. And then, do the same thing and just like create a chain of satellites to where like we can eventually connect with somebody somewhere out there.
The thing is, though, that would take so long, to the fact that like the person who launches the first satellite, the person who launches like the fifth satellite, there'd be so many people that are just dead.
Have been in the chain. I mean, I think Voyager 1 and 2, I think they're just
the furthest.
They're just flying out. They're going to end up dormant, just flying out there.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Can we still communicate with them?
I think one of them is still in communication. I think one of them's dead.
That's crazy.
But there are, speaking of like crazy, weird ideas like that before, there have been propositions of space elevators. And basically it's almost like a rope. And basically if you get it long enough, picture like you twirling something like this in the air. If you get it long enough, there's enough weight like pulling it out away from Earth to counter the gravity of Earth. Mm-hmm. So the rope will like stand straight up in the sky. Right? So the rope will stand straight up in the sky, and then we can create stuff that can just climb up the rope.
That's a long ass rope.
Yeah, the problem is it has to be so fucking strong and so long that we don't have a material that can do it. But that is a crazy idea. And speaking on wormholes, they don't make sense to me. No. I get every single diagram. They're like, "Oh, it makes so much sense." And I take a piece of paper and they put a point here, fold it, you go through. And then I'm like, "Okay, I want to just like give them a cube, like fold it, you dumb bitch."
Dude, have you ever heard the theory
like it's like I get it in 2 dimensions. We're not in 2 dimensions.
If you fold a piece of paper like X amount of times, you'll get to the moon. Have you ever heard this?
What?
Yeah, here, let me look it up.
Like it's how many layers of paper it would take to get to the moon?
How many paper folds?
You can only fold a paper 7 times?
Something like that. Get a piece of paper, I'll test it.
It only takes 42 folds of folding a paper to get from the Earth to Moon,
What?
and only about 94 foldings of a paper to make something the size of the entire visible universe. And now you know how many times you'd have to fold a piece of paper to reach the moon.
What does that mean?
42 times.
Yeah, it doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah,
to
it
me.
doesn't. Dude, I learned this in like 5th grade.
I get what they're saying. It's like how quick things double if you put it at an exponential number.
I'm gonna try and fold this piece of paper more than 7 times.
I guess it's like
But
compound
no,
theory.
you can't.
You can't. It's
gonna
impossible.
try.
Mythbusters did that.
I got
shit.
one. I got 2. Right?
I think they actually did fold it. Dude, they
Is
got
it 6 or 7?
Mythbusters got a piece of paper that was like the size of an entire warehouse. You see
Yeah.
that?
No.
Yeah, that's
And
what
they can only fold it 7 times?
I can't remember if they beat it or not. I think they did beat it. But that was their theory. Is it
5.
just gets too small to fold, right?
There's 6.
You can't fold it more than 7.
Definitely can't fold it more than 7.
Oh, come on. You got 8 in you.
So there's 7.
Break
right
the
there.
record.
Dude, I don't think I can do this.
Come on.
We folded a paper 8 times.
Oh, dude, there ain't no way.
How many is that?
7.
This is 7 right now.
It's not possible.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I told you it's not possible.
It's not possible. Dude, isn't that
Anything's
crazy?
possible, Jacob.
42.
I don't believe it. You can say it all you want.
I mean,
It doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense, but that's what they say. I don't know, dude. Gross over here trying to fold this piece of paper.
Got some mad grip strength.
Blows my mind. I don't think, do you, like in any lifetime, whether
Breaking
that's
news, you can't fold it 8 times. I got
billion-
7.
Billions of years away. Do you think anybody's ever going to find somebody else in this planet or in this universe, space, whatever
It's
you would
just
call
tough
this?
to say. I would say no because we haven't yet, and we aren't really close to it.
Well, that's what I like. What
So
I said.
it's
What I
hard
talked
to
about, right? So if it's space travel really does take that long, by the time someone travels to us, we'll be long dead. Say we get to the point we can travel like that. By the time we get to another planet that we,
We
because
don't even know life exists out there.
I know exactly.
We just
But
run
theoretically,
some numbers
right?
and say, well,
Think about it.
likely that
If there's likely there's another planet out there, by the time we reach one that because we can't see any that have like little beings living on them, right? Suppose I know there's planets they think that could have life on it, but they can't tell. By the time we get to that planet might be dead. You know what I mean? That's the whole point with the thing I was
Right.
bringing up. Is like by the time how long space
like
travel
we'd
takes.
observe them and we know they
Yeah.
exist, and we fly out there.
The probability of you getting lucky flying out that far and getting a planet that's in the year 2000 like us, right, is like super rare. Because you're either going to get there way before the planet was ever created and life was ever got to that point, or way after it's gone and the planet's like a molten lava land.
Well, I mean, technically, we're not in the year 2000.
I know, but I was giving an example, like say we're at like a civilization like in the 2000s, right, where our range is at, where we understand technology, where an alien would come visit us and be like, holy fuck, that's an alien with all that interstellar space travel. Say we're the aliens and we reach someone else who's like us currently right now. The odds of us getting to that range where we're going to meet someone like we're at right now is super rare because that's like a very small blip in the length of a planet that it lives, right? So 2,000 years, however many years of humans it is, I don't know, whatever it may be. But that's a very small little blip. For us to reach a planet that's at that stage in their life where they're like us right now, after 50 million years of travel, whatever it may take, or how many light years of travel, it's super rare to find us in that range. You're either more than likely you're going to find them way before life was created or way after and the planet's destroyed. So that's the whole point.
So what you're missing out is the Galactic Federation on Mars.
Yeah, you're right. They live under the rocks, dude. They live under the planet. The Martians.
That was a good
What was
song
up
that you
with
were
that?
humming, by the way. Not
In
going to let
the year
that.
2000.
3,000.
3,000.
3,000?
Yeah.
Not much has changed, but they lived underwater.
Who sings it, Jake?
And my great,
Who
great,
sings it,
great
Jake?
granddaughter
Who sings it, Jake?
is doing fine. It's oh god, it's Jonas Brothers.
Yeah,
yeah.
Jonas Brothers.
Jonas Brothers.
We almost got copyrighted.
I think
It
you
was
sounded pretty
good.
close.
It was so good. That's what I always say.
What's the third Jonas brother doing? Is he like Cooper Manning? Just like chilling?
I mean, I probably would honestly.
Well,
How much money do you think he's got?
Nick
Just hanging out.
and Nick's
Well,
obviously
they
like
all
the most
reunited.
famous.
They're band
One's an
again.
actor. I see one acting.
They all reunited. They're the Jonas Brothers again.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're touring as Jonas Brothers again. They're making new music.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, they got back together. But I can't remember his name. I think it's Nick Jonas. Yeah, he's like the shortest one, but he's
He's like the most famous one.
yeah,
That
he's
song goes hard at the club though. Year 3000.
That you guys have been in a club and they played that?
We used to play it at the frat parties.
Oh my god.
Shit goes hard.
the girls loved it.
They do love it.
Let's see here. Who are the Jonas brothers?
I just said a club so you didn't make fun of me for talking about college. We're talking about college. He's like, you graduated.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna ask you how it finally feels to date somebody not in college.
I did it high schooler once, Zach.
All right, you guys got any more conspiracy theories before we jump into this next thing?
I thought you said you had something, Zach.
What is I see it all the time, and I don't truly understand it. I was wondering if any of you guys understood it. And it's like Hillary Clinton and all them are pedophiles.
Whoa.
What is the deal with? Okay,
So it's the Jeffrey Epstein thing.
Yeah.
what
so
is this?
it's
Why
basically-
are they all pedophiles, and what do they do with the children's blood? And why does this exist? It's
to
obviously
be
a
fair,
Facebook thing.
to be fair, they've gone over the top with it, right? But I think the common theory, the one that's a little more believable than them having some crazy pedophile blood cult or whatever, where they like drink children's tears to stay young, and they're
That's what I'm talking
and they're
about.
lizard
Yeah.
people.
What the fuck?
So the
Lizard
whole,
people, yeah.
the whole thing is that they're like a species of like lizard people, and it's like all these really rich and famous and powerful that are basically running like the New World Order and stuff like that, and the Illuminati. It's like Donald Trump, the Clintons, the Bushes, like Obamas, all these famous people over the years have been this like lizard race that can like shape shift and look like humans, and they run everything and they control everything. They control the world. They can end the world if they want to. All this stuff. That's like the crazy, insane, just not real stuff. But like
Right.
the actual Jeffrey Epstein thing is just them saying that, like all these really, he hung out with all these rich and powerful people, and he was rich and
Oh, I
powerful.
believe that.
And
Well,
like, and
do you
then,
remember
and
with
then,
the
yeah.
hold on, the Jeffrey Epstein thing where they were like, Bill Clinton only flew on my airplane like 2 times, but they have a record that he was on there.
17?
I thought it was like 32
was
or
a
something.
lot,
Yeah. So like he
I
hung
think
out with all
that's
these
what it
people, and that's the real idea for the pedophile ring. That all these people want to silence him once he got
I
caught.
believe.
and stuff.
I mean, that's how he
I can
got
definitely
so.
believe that.
That's how he got so famous. Is that he'd throw those big parties on his island,
Yeah.
and then he would seduce them with underage women,
Yeah.
and then he'd blackmail them. Right.
Yeah,
That's
supposedly.
his whole thing.
But yeah, the lizard race people was like just the lizard people. We could do a whole conspiracy episode on that. That's like a super
It
long-winded
just
conspiracy.
seems so ridiculous.
It has to do with like the Freemasons and
It's
everything.
one thing
it's
if you're like
Thomas Jefferson, all them. They were all lizard people. They've been running it since the start. They're like making sure
so
that
dumb.
like we're all peasants and
26
they run
times.
everything.
26 times.
26 times.
See, that makes sense. I mean, I can get how it started. I guess now that you're saying,
Taken off way more.
wouldn't it be crazy if somehow all that shit got dropped? If there was just like someone just went to like the news station and dropped a box off of all these people they got blackmail on.
Oh, dude.
Oh my God.
You remember in that podcast that we listened to of like the conspiracy theory about it, how all the blackmail shit is in that safe, and there's 2 people, one like they don't know each other at all, but like one knows one half of the code and one knows the other half of the code to the safe. So they would somehow have to like mysteriously meet up and figure out the code, and then figure out where the safe is, and then get all this shit and drop it off to the news station. Too many moving parts. No way that would ever happen.
There's got to be a way they can break in that safe if they find it.
Is it an actual safe?
Well, I
It's
don't
not
know.
an actual safe.
I just
right?
know that the person said one person has one half of the code and the other person has the other half.
Is it the cloud? Is it in the cloud?
Maybe.
Oh shit!
Fuck.
And the blockchain.
One thing about the lizard people, real quick though, that kind of took off because of the internet too. When the internet, 4chan, Reddit, all that stuff came into thing, people just
Yeah.
had all these threads on the why. There's like
So that's been around for a while.
a while. Yeah.
Lizard people?
Yeah, it's been around for a while. Yeah.
Oh.
So you can like even look up videos on YouTube. Then when people say it's like, you know, almost like a glitch in the matrix type thing. It's like they're shape shifting, messing up. There's like videos. It'll be like a newscast where it's just the screen glitching out, right? But they'll look up and their eyes will glitch out. Look like they have like, you know, cat eyes or lizard eyes. You know what I mean? And for a second, and they'll blink and it'll go away. There's like one, I think a famous one, like Al Roker, the old Today Show guy. I think it was Al Roker. It might be someone else, but a famous news broadcaster who's really rich, right? And that happened where he looked up at the screen and his eyes were like glitched out. It was like I said, very obviously it's a visual glitch on the TV on the camera, but it made his eyes look like they were like, you know, closed and rolled up, and they had like lizard eyes popped up, and he like blinked and they went away. So there's like stuff like that. People have like all the conspiracies they base it off of. So.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they also go with so I can't remember the name. This is also again another crazy conspiracy we get in, but some people believe this is part of it. It's like that camp something they go to, but it's like a secret society they meet up every year. I think the Bushes are supposedly were part of it, but it's like I can't remember what it's called. It's camp something, but they meet up. And then they have this like weird stuff. There's people that'll take videos over the fence of them doing these like weird like bonfire like rituals supposedly and everything like that.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
I
think somebody was talking about that on Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, and so they think that's like the high society of people, like the NWO, and they're all. Some people think they're lizard people. Some people think it's just a secret society that runs. Like the Clintons are there, the Bushes are there, all these rich and famous people. Some people have related it to the Skull and Crossbones Society, which is at Harvard, which is like again super famous. The Bushes were part of it. Supposedly, like these old people that went to Harvard, like founding fathers were in it and all this stuff, and it has something to do with Freemasons. So a lot of cool stuff. A lot of it has to do with Illuminati, NWO, New World Order, and lizard people.
Lizard people. Most of these, like, I can kind of see through, and I don't care. I do like UFOs. Don't necessarily believe in them. But I do like them. I do think it's very cool, and there's a lot of stuff out there that's kind of unexplained unless you just say it's like them editing the video.
Yeah.
Which obviously you could say, I mean, it's 2021. Anyone could edit a video any way they want.
Yeah.
But some stuff you just kind of like weed out, and you're like, if that's real, like you have to say that before you anything. You're like, that's weird, that's some weird stuff.
One of the most interesting conspiracy theories to me is all the 9/11 stuff and like the Pentagon. I don't know why I'm so fascinated about that, but I feel like there's just some deep secret into all that stuff that we'll never find the answer to. But
So I think it's more so, I don't think it's a thing where we like did it ourselves, but I think there's definitely, I mean, obviously there's a reason it had to happen. I know it's true. They tried to bomb it before in like the 90s and it didn't work, and it kind of worked, but it didn't work. But I could definitely see there being some deep secret that like we did something to piss them off, right? And I mean, obviously we did. We've been in their country for a while, you know what I mean? But I'm saying to the fact that we did something like behind the scenes that we don't know about that really pissed them off. Said, all right, well, let's go bomb the Twin Towers then. You know what I mean? I could see some sort of conspiracy with that. I like to think that's not true, but you know what I mean? I could see something crazy like that happen, saying like we did something that was like not good and not very good, a good look for the USA. You know what I mean? And then they did that as like a retaliation type thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then you could also say just because, you know, all the wars that have happened in general, that, you know what I mean, I don't think that country likes us very
It
much.
seems like the United States track record doesn't point to them killing 4,000 people.
No, I agree
Like,
with that.
there's not much other instances you can point at. You can be like, it was leading up to this, you know, like they don't really care about you. Like they're looking at the big picture.
Yeah.
What is it called? When you put like the greater good of the community above individual needs and wants.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
It's like the train thing.
It's the greater good. It's really like the greater good.
yeah,
the
so
greater
like-
good. The greater good.
Like the
I
kill
don't
5
know-
people or 1 people thing.
Yeah, I don't think that the USA has acted like that much in the past to make me think that like they can justify the greater good of knocking down the Twin Towers and killing.
No, I don't think the U.S. did
4,000?
it.
Do you know? It was like a couple thousand.
It was. I do not think the U.S. bombed the Twin Towers.
I can't,
But
in my mind, imagine
as far as, like-
USA coming to that
I
conclusion.
I don't get super political as far as like bombings and stuff, but I mean, if you think about it, the U.S. definitely, you know, they try and do their best to not kill innocent people, but there's definitely innocent people that die when they, you know, attack these countries, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so that you could almost make the greater good sense of that. It's like, hey, the greater good is we're stopping this bad guy from this terrorist group. It's going to save possibly thousands of lives over across the world, right? But at the price that they're killing some innocent people, and it's really how you look at it. What's the greater good? Or is it even worth it because you're killing innocent people? And it's kind of messed up. Think about, you know what I mean? That's why
2,977.
That's why that job cannot be fun. Being the president or being like a high up as like a general and making the decisions cannot be fun because you're dealt with that morality clause all the time. Like
Bush was
can
reading the kids.
what I'm saying is like you're dealt with the morality clause. Can I justify killing possibly innocent people to save, you know, this many people? It's kind of messed up.
Well, that's what happened with when they dropped the atomic bomb.
It is. Oh, I'm serious.
God, they killed a lot of people.
A lot of
didn't
people.
they?
Yeah, I know. It's not good. That's what I'm saying. Like I could
about
not
that.
do that job. That'd be a terrible job to have.
Yeah, that was a while ago. I guess 9/11 was kind of a while ago.
Yeah.
What I'm imagining now is watching Zero Dark 30
Yeah.
and watching how they go in that. They could have easily broke those doors down, just killed every motherfucker in that building,
Yeah.
kids, wives, whoever it is. And you know how much more safe that would have been for the U.S. military.
No. Well,
Like
so yeah.
you could almost guaranteed those SEALs that they're going to come back alive.
Well, the theory was before that, member. So the main character, I can't remember her name in real life, but the actress, she says in there, you know, like my choice was to drop a bomb on it, but they told me no, we got to do it this way because they don't want to
Well,
kill the innocent people in there, and they didn't all 100% know if it was necessarily him.
Yeah, that's why.
That was part of the reason
That was
too.
why.
But I mean, still, if there's women and children there. They probably don't want to kill the women and children. You know,
105, roughly 105,000 people died in the
Oh
atomic
my
bomb.
God.
Compared to
It's crazy, too.
2,900.
so they also dropped the pamphlets too. So it would have been more too. Did you ever hear about that? So they dropped pamphlets like weeks leading ahead or days leading ahead. They were just flying planes over Nagasaki and Hiroshima, dropping these pamphlets on the ground saying, "Hey, here's the date, here's the time, here's what we're gonna do. Get out of the city." They were dropping like little pamphlets. Yeah, you ever hear about that?
No.
Yeah, look it up. So they were the planes were flying over, dropping pamphlets down, saying like, "Here's what we're gonna do. Get out of the city now." And then a lot of people didn't do it, and then they dropped the bombs because they were saying, "We're trying to end the war." You know what I mean? It's insane. War's
never heard
crazy.
that.
There's some crazy stuff. War is bad. So
Yeah, it is
I've
terrible.
obviously never been a part of it. Hopefully I never have to. So Again, that's why you look at the pictures of presidents, like when they take office versus when they leave office, it'll be like 8 years and they'll be like 58 or 60 years old and they look like they're like in their 90s. They're like so old and wrinkly and stressed out.
Well, that's what happened with Obama. Like when he first went in,
insane.
like 8 years later.
I know. You can look at almost every single president. They look like they've aged 20 years in like an 8 year span, just because that job is like the most stressful job in the world.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't agree no matter what side you're on or who you like or who you don't like. It would be very stressful.
How stupid I am. I just tried to look up the atomic bomb pamphlet, thinking like, oh, I'll read it and see if that's the
it's in Japanese, you dumb nuts.
fucking non-English.
But yeah, that's they were dropping those out of planes. They were just dropping them down like by the buckets, letting people know.
Just read them.
So we learned about that in like middle school. We learned about World War II.
That's funny.
But it's pretty insane. Again, that's like the whole morality thing, right? You know, you're killing 100,000 people to stop a war that might kill more. I mean, obviously World War II.
I think we've come to the conclusion that we don't think atom bombs and nuclear bombs are moral. Right?
No, they're not moral whatsoever. That's why it's terrifying when you think about that conspiracy that we could just end the world 10 times over with all the bombs that we have, that Russia has, that North Korea has, right? Everyone just pointing them at each other and something went off. That was the whole theory with the Cold War.
Yeah.
The world is going to end. It's going to go into a nuclear winter, right? There's going to be no sunlight because there's going to be so much like just clouds from what's going on, and the world is going to end. It's going to go into an ice age. People thought it's going to be too much radioactive. They get to live underground, all that crazy stuff. So it's insane to think about. Like, you think about stories like that, right? In the 60s. My parents grew up in the 60s. They literally had, like, we have, like, active shooter drills. They had bomb shelter drills.
Yeah.
How insane is that?
Do you
like,
know how...
My dad tells me about that as a kid. When he was, like, 5 years old in 1965 going to kindergarten, they would have videos they'd watch on, like, what to do in case of a nuclear attack. And that's the most terrifying thing. If you hear these sirens, you need to get to your bomb shelter, and it's like this, like, these sirens go off. That's insane. That's terrifying.
How does radiation work, and why does it hurt you? Do you know?
So I don't know a lot about it. I'm probably going to butcher this, but the best I know is like there's radio waves, gamma rays, all that stuff. So as far as radiation, like with nuclear bombs, as far as I know, I think they're gamma rays.
So ray hits your, like a ray. I'm picturing like a wavelength.
Yes.
And it hits you. And then why does that hurt you?
There's certain rays that like go through things. Like they're able to go through. So like microwave, right? When
microwave can go through and jiggle water around.
Yeah. So when microwaves first got invented back in like the 50s and 60s, the whole thing was, my dad told me about this too. They had a microwave. His mom used to say, "Don't stand next to the microwave; it'll give you like cancer." Right? That was what people thought. Right? Obviously, I don't think that happens.
Ladies weren't allowed to stand around.
Yeah. So that was the thing, because the radiation, I guess, causes issues inside your body. Is the best way I can think of it. You know what I mean? To some point, the nuclear bombs, like, the rays are hot. Like the gamma rays are so freaking hot they essentially incinerate you alive. You know what I mean? It's like a heat thing, right? But radiation.
I know you're explaining it like that, but I'm thinking like you go to what's the Chernobyl, and you get radiation poisoning. So it's not hot.
Yeah, the best way I can think of that is like, so gamma rays. I watched a video on how they work once, and it was basically showing like through all these walls and stuff, like where radio waves will bounce off and get stuck, or radio waves will go through and they're not harmful. Microwaves will bounce off and get stuck inside the microwave, right? And they showed gamma rays just like go through like almost anything, like just keep traveling, just going through. The best way I can think of is just, I don't know, it messes up your cells. That's the only thing I can think of. It messes up something with your cells that causes cancer, causes deformities, things like that. That's the only way I can think of, is that like at a cell level, it's messing with your cells. Huh?
It kills cancer.
It does kill cancer, but then also it can cause cancer though too.
I think it kills cells.
I think it definitely kills cells. But like there's people that get cancer because they go to Chernobyl or go to these high radiation places.
You get cancer and then you go do radiation therapy because the radiation can kill the cells that are
the cancer cells. But I feel like there's definitely people that have gotten cancer from like different types of, like, you know, whether it's gamma rays or radio waves or Chernobyl is radiation. There's guaranteed people have gotten cancer from Chernobyl.
Well, that's
or
why,
got
like,
cancer from the Chernobyl blast.
They make you wear like the covering stuff because it's supposed to protect you from whatever type of...
It's like lead. So it can't go through lead. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's
you guys I don't know. You guys are pretty much arguing like the
I might
same
be butchering it. It definitely does kill cells. That's probably where we're getting at. But I think there's also in some cases where you can get cancer from radiation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're both right in some way. We're probably both way wrong too. So
I don't know. I feel like you guys are both arguing the same thing.
Yeah. I looked up radiation poisoning, and they basically look like cancer patients, which makes sense because
scary.
Their cancer patients are intentionally.
Now imagine that being the fear of everybody though in like the 50s and 60s when the Cold War was going on, right? Like this could happen at any moment. Tipping point. Someone like attacks someone, then nukes just go off. Then everyone the terrifying sirens go off. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. You guys got any more conspiracy theories?
No, I think
no.
We touched on a lot of them. I think it was interesting.
Before we head on to a new segment, I just wanted to say that Elon Musk was on Saturday Night Live, kind of tying all this in together.
I did see that. I
heard he
didn't
tanked.
watch it, but I saw it.
I heard he tanked.
I watched a little bit of it. I thought he was kind of funny. I mean, he's just an awkward guy in general.
Yeah.
But everybody, he's the Dogecoin father. And before that, Dogecoin was up to like 70 cents. And he said something, and it tanked.
Yeah, down like 45. So
Yeah, so now-
people say it tanked too because he talked about it and then had a really funny skit immediately after it. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh, fuck Dogecoin, I'm selling." You know?
Yep. So that's what happened. So it went up from about 70 cents to between 40, 50 cents during the show because it was live.
I think it's at like 53 right now.
Yeah, I was
Last
pissed
I
when I
checked.
looked at it this morning. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it'll get up to $1 eventually.
It's a
gonna keep-
joke. I mean,
keep
I'm
going
not
back
putting
and
my
up.
whole life savings into it.
There-
But
there's a new one. There's a new coin out called SHIB, SHIB, SHIB coin. It's not on like Robinhood or any of those apps yet. It's on like these smaller apps you can get it,
Yep.
but it's like 0.03 of a single penny is like what it is. So you could put
Yeah.
like $100 in and get like hundreds of thousands of shares. And
that's
everyone's like,
crazy.
"Get SHIB up to Doge level, you'll be rich," and stuff like that. So
All right, boys, we're going to move on to a new segment that I think would be kind of funny. I have 5 jingles, words, whatever you want to call them, prepared for you boys. The listeners will be able to hear them too. The loser has to do the saltine cracker challenge. I think it would be kind of funny.
I didn't agree to this.
You guys both don't like hot shit. I mean, it's a fucking cracker, Griffin.
So
It's not hot.
no, that's what he said.
Saltine.
That's why he says
Yeah,
we're
that's
not
what I'm
doing
saying.
hot shit.
Like, you guys don't like hot
That's
stuff.
not a punishment.
So-
it's just hard to do.
Yeah,
How are we going to do this? Is this going to be like a buzz-in thing, or are we going to get our own questions or our own things and we see how many gets right? Because the buzz-in's going to be hard
I think
to
that
police.
you guys need to. I'll play the jingle, and then you raise your hand, whichever hand I see first.
Or
I
do
will-
we each write out an answer and show? That'll probably be easier. Get the same questions. We each have the same amount of time. Write an answer out.
That's fine with me.
I say you just raise your hand.
Oh, okay.
That would be way easier than going to get a piece of paper.
Or we can just type it on our computer.
No,
Type
just
the answer out.
put your hand on there, raise it. The first hand that I see automatically wins. All right.
So what are these all from?
They're just random things that I thought about.
So from TikTok. I'm probably going to lose. I don't have a TikTok.
No, none of them are from TikTok that I know of. I don't have a TikTok either. All right, don't look at my computer. That's cheating. All right, boys, here's the first one.
Ready?
Ready? Hopefully this isn't loud. Here, we'll turn this up just a little bit more. All right, here we go. Griffin.
McDonald's.
There you go.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Oh. Griff's up 1-0.
Let's go.
1-0. We're going to play all 5, even if you get 3 of them right. But, all right, boys, here's the next one. Ready?
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
Alka-Seltzer.
Oh, Jake.
How am I supposed to know that?
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh,
Dude,
what a relief it is.
That is like the classic, Alka-Seltzer commercial.
Buddy, from the sound of that, I can tell that shit's from the 90s, bro.
Dude,
We
No,
were like
that's
4
just from
years
like the
old.
60s and 70s.
Dude, it's
Is
way
it?
old.
Yeah, so
dude.
How you look at me? You didn't watch ads in the 60s, Jake?
So,
Dude,
no,
you're
I remember
fucking
in
dumb.
middle school.
Time out. If you went to business school and you took any marketing class, this was
Yeah.
in there. This is like the most iconic
I
ad that
learned-
changed the way that marketing is.
I learned that
today.
in middle school. Like in middle school, we had a class, and our teacher was about probably some business class in middle school they had, right?
I feel like
Yeah.
they probably showed it in marketing, but I probably was not paying attention.
They were showing all
So-
these videos, like famous commercials, and stuff like that. And that was one of the ones they showed. That was like one of, like you said, like one of the big ones. I was
Dude,
like in 8th grade. And I
It was
remember
like
that.
the pivotal moment in like ads as we see them now.
I heard that one. I was like, there's no way Jake's getting this.
No, at all. And when I was
Get
looking it
outta
up,
here.
I knew there was no way he.
I can picture like the video of it with the little like splots in the screen, you know, little black parts from the tape. You know,
You
It's, like,
hear the
popping
film
everywhere.
rolling, the tick 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 tick.
Get that
right.
shit out of here.
So far, Griff's up 2-0.
I'm not gonna get it. I'm too slow at this.
All right, here we go. Here's the next one. Ready?
You knocked his block off!
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Oh, Jake!
How does he know this?
You're getting
Knocked his
roasted.
block off. I used to have Rock'em Sock'em Robots. They would like talk when you beat the shit out of them.
Do you know what Rock and Sock'em Robots are?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I had them.
Did you have them?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they were the best.
You just knocked the shit out of the guy, and her
you-
head goes poof.
Do you also remember the blow-up hands that we used to have?
Hulk hands. Oh no, the
No.
big Sock'em
Thinking of
pants.
the-
Yeah,
They
yeah.
say like Bop and Pow. on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always said the Hulk hand.
I was a big Hulk hands
Yeah,
guy.
I had the Hulk hands too.
I was the kid that got my Hulk hands, like Hulk hands, running around just punching stuff, punching my dog. Hulk hands.
All right, well, Griff won, but we'll just keep playing. All right, Jake, you have to get this one. If you don't get it, I question everything. All right, here we go.
Home Depot.
Jake!
How fast is he?
I feel like Griff was looking at my computer.
No, I'm not. I've heard that commercial since I was a kid. It's been the same music for years.
This is just Griff's brain works better at this stuff than mine.
I thought I don't know, man. I tried to make them like neutral. But last one. You guys ready?
It did sound manly.
Yeah.
Home Depot.
All right.
Bum, 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 bum. Welcome to Father's Day at Home Depot.
All right, here we go.
Get some lumber.
Griff already won. Jake, you're doing the saltine cracker challenge. But last one. Here we go.
Pornhub! Let's go! You loser! Loser! The sad part is I know that motherfucker knew it before me.
The funny thing is,
He knew it before me and didn't want to raise his hand because he's a cocksucker.
So now I understand what we're doing. I saw that a YouTube video popped up earlier. I was like, why does he have the Pornhub logo on there? And now it makes sense.
I know. I was trying to hide them from you, but when I went to Google shit, like all my things were up. But
You know what? As a non-Pornhub frequent, the reason why I know that is because there was a TikTok trend going around where they like play that sound through TikTok.
Yeah.
And they watch their like girlfriends or teachers or someone's reaction. It's so funny when they have a teacher up at this like board and it's like boom, boom, and the teacher's like, gotcha. You were watching porn, Miss Whatever.
So I think we can all agree though. Jake is not cultured when it comes to like.
he definitely is not. What do
His
you do with your free
stuff.
time, man?
I ride bikes.
Porn apparently.
All right. Well, Jake's doing the saltine cracker challenge.
That was hilarious. Jake was immediate on the last one.
It was.
I knew that one.
I knew you guys were both gonna get it, but I knew PC Griff over here wasn't gonna speak up.
We literally just had porn on the TV.
Oh my god! All right, boys, we got anything else?
No.
Nope.
I do not.
All right, we're going to get on out of here. Make sure that you like and subscribe. We're on YouTube. We're trying to get the Instagram to 500 followers. We're on our way there. Pretty close. Appreciate your support. And enjoy this song by MC and the Magic Carpet. Make sure to check out his music. And this is his new single called Father. Maybe.
Whores in my head, whores in my head, whores in my head. Father Mackenzie won't pray for dollars, I'll just pray for pennies. Can I get a fifth of Henny? Can I get lit with many?
Can I make Kung Fu Kenny?
If I wanna be on sway, how many times a day do I have to pray? Can I meet Jay? Can I meet Ye? Can I get cray? Can I have a fish fillet? If you fuck with me and Trigger, I will put you in a grave. I hope you rappers' families break, cause your funeral will be too deep. I believe that I've been sinning, 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 believe that I've been sinning. Father Mackenzie, once I get these riches and I get these bitches, can I get forgiveness? I promise, as God is my witness, the devil's why I did this. I don't like drugs, booze, or pot. I just happen to have them on me and I do them a lot. Was a little bit of an A-way when it came to addiction. Did my 12-step program, check my Fitbit, got a women. Which is it? If pussy's not religion, why's it got all my decisions? I got an admission, Father, I got an addiction. I think I'm addicted to sin, cause everything that's supposed to be bad make me feel so goddamn good. That I've been sinning, everything they told me not to was exactly what I would. That I've been sinning, I won't believe everything that's supposed to be bad. I won't 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 everything that's supposed to be bad. I won't. Your father be disgusted when I leave that pussy busted. It's a musser, I fucked her while I was high and huffing air duster because my NPC is my nightlight. Last night fell asleep half in a Bud Light, but it's alright like a butterfly pimp cause my ego is a blimp. Whale in a world full of shrimp. This ain't Red Lobster, you need to stop. Start running around with some wannabe mobsters, getting some cash, trying to flip. Sit in my section, bitch, you need a tip. Nah, don't trip. Watch I be flipping the script like I be flipping the flow. Whether the weather, I'm royal as shit. You Weather Channel fans be jumping the ship. Talk to talk, can you walk the walk? Whack ass style got me bored as chalk. March fuck when I rush the beat. That's cool to Magic Carpet is dude. You know the MC. Whores in my head, whores in my head, whores in my head, whores wars in my head, 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 wars in my head.